I've spoken in a previous audio, well, several previous audios about the poverty mindset. And we have to understand that the poverty mindset not only applies to finances. The poverty mindset could apply to relationships, it could apply to education, it could apply to a person's self-esteem. So let me go ahead and detail a little bit about other ways that the poverty mindset can ruin a person. Now, we all know that some people are just focused on finances, finances, finances. Every time you talk to them, it's always some kind of hardship. It's always some kind of struggle. They're just got it in their mind that they'll never succeed. They'll never be abundant financially. And these are the type of people that you see them in the same place financially as they were 5 years before, 10 years before. And some of these people even have sinister intentions and try to use others for their resources instead of trying to get their own. You know these types of people. But also, there are some people that have a poverty mindset when it comes to relationships. There are some people, and I'm speaking as a woman, there are some women that I know, and I'm sure there are probably some men that feel this way too. But there are a lot of women that I've run into where when it comes to relationships, they just do not feel that they're going to have anything that's fruitful. They feel that they're not going to be abundant. They feel that they're not going to have a successful relationship. And they bring that type of negative energy and low vibration into the relationship before it even takes off. And plenty of times these people just don't have anything that's consistent. And a lot of them, by the time they reach middle age or older, they're alone and bitter. And it's because they went into the situation with lack. They had no type of optimism when it came to the relationship that it might be successful. And a lot of that could be due to numerous things. First of all, they could have come from broken homes. Or they could have had some kind of trauma earlier in life. Or they could have trust issues where, they did have a lot of love and admiration for people and they were rejected or they were betrayed. It could be a number of things. And so when they get older and decide they want to settle down, deep down, don't get me wrong, these people deep down, they want to have a fruitful relationship with someone. But because they operated in such a headspace that it's not going to succeed, they basically stop before they start mentally. And the other partner picks that up. Another case is education-wise. Now, this is a big one, especially for people who live in certain areas where there's not much emphasis on education. People, this is 2022. And you need to get as much knowledge as you can. And when I say education, it's not necessarily college. I mean, there's other ways that you can get some type of training or education just to keep up with basic technology and things that we need on a daily basis, to have an idea of how to operate finances. Things like, taking care of basic things like paying bills, being able to operate computers and machinery if their job requires it, basic things. And there are still some people in this world that feel that they do not need a basic education, a basic high school education. Okay, there's a handful of people, and I mean a small handful of people who became successful without an education. But a lot of them that you don't know is that once they got to a position where they were comfortable financially, did you know that they did go back to school and get their high school diploma? A lot of them did go back to school and get a college degree after they got comfortable. A lot of them got tied up in family situations where they couldn't finish their formal education. But once they took care of their obligations, they went back and got what they needed. Because what happens is if you don't have enough education to get through in life in a way to keep what you've earned, you're going to have to wind up spending your profits on people who have the knowledge that you don't have. You're going to spend your profit money, and I mentioned this in a previous audio, hiring people to do things that you could have taken the time to learn in school. That's your money that you're giving away. That's your time that you have to give away. And you have to trust these people, and that could be a dangerous thing because you've heard stories before about sports figures and celebrities who've had accountants take money from them, who've had legal teams lose cases for them and take their money. A lot of people will go in and they will seek out people who don't have the education. So if a person has a poverty mindset when it comes to education and they don't feel they're going to succeed at it, they're going to fall victim to these types of people. So you just need to protect yourself. So the best way to deal with it is if you have such a negative attitude when it comes to certain things in life all the time and you can't control your feelings or your mindset, then you might need to seek some additional help and just find out what the programming is and how to fix it. You'll have to seek some outside help because you can't live in your head, because living in your head got you to where you are now.